Hey guys, Simitar here and welcome to another video that will guide you among the best creations of Skyrim modding stage. Today's video will be pretty much special. There are a huge amount of videos that are showing best mods in different categories, but even some mod is the best of the best, it may be not useful for you. If you are playing, let's say, as warrior, then mage specialized mods are not interesting for you. Graphics mods may also not be very useful, because they rely a lot of your graphics card. So if you have not very strong PC, you won't be able to handle many graphic mods, and so on and so on. This video is a short list of best mods that you can simply install and forget about them. First of all, because they fit any kind of playthrough and game style, seamlessly integrating themselves into the game, and secondly, they do not affect performance at all. There will be a mods of absolutely different categories here, from the gameplay overhauls till the UI mods. So no matter which class you are playing or which divine you are praying, you can use them all to make your game much more interesting and cozy. So let's go! And the first goes the Legacy of the Dragonborn. I am pretty sure that even if you still haven't tried this mod, you heard about it at least once. This one is a true masterpiece. During this year, I realized that a lot of players are actually confused about it a bit, thinking that it's just a huge player home with weapons and armor displays. So I will clarify a bit. The museum itself is only a part that you notice at the first sight, but in reality, that is the best and the biggest quest mod ever created for Skyrim. Artifact displays, it is just a part of mod mechanics. First of all, there are thousands of displays for everything, not only armors and weapons, but even for things like books, paintings, Elder Scrolls and so on. Do you think that is Skyrim landscape? No, that is just a special room with little models of Skyrim wilderness. This museum has a place for almost each more or less noticeable and unique item in the game. And the great bonus is that museum supports a lot of quest mods and new land mods. Wanna play Falskar, Forgotten City, Helgen Reborn or Grey Call of Nocturnal? Museum has displays for all artifacts from these mods too. It also has dozens of stands that appear when you make progress through some major questline or guild storylines, for example. Mages Guild monuments, Dark Brotherhood monuments, Dawnguard monuments. It reacts on each step of your in-game progress, showing that on the displays. But that's just the beginning. Legacy has dozens of quests, both radiant and fully scripted interesting questlines. That starts when, attention, you collected certain amount of artifacts. So let's say you receive couple of simple quests when you bring up to 50 artifacts to the museum. Big questline in new land when you have, let's say, 150 artifacts. Or even up to a chance to start, build and develop your own Explorers Guild at some point. The more artifacts you find, the more, besides artifacts hunting process itself by the way, great questlines you will open. This mod literally makes you play the game, watching your actual game progress growing through countless amount of artifacts on displays and different questlines. Each little detail is counted. While museum is growing, you will see more and more visitors in it, collect donations from them and so on. Don't be afraid if you need to use some of artifacts you should put on display. You can simply make a replica of it and leave it in the museum while using the original artifact. You also don't need to place all items manually. There is an auto-sorting system for this. And at the end, I should say that Legacy, besides of being the biggest quest mod ever, also had the most functional and comfortable player home ever. You will clearly see that after you visit it several times. Number 2. Atlas Map Markers. Exploration is one of the main Skyrim gameplay moments. It has a huge territory that is interesting to explore and find new places and secrets. This must-have little mod adds over 700 map markers to each corners of Skyrim to make your exploration much more easier, no matter is it a big town or a small mine. Now you don't need to make fast travel, let's say to Whiterun, and then to go by feet to Bennett Mare, Arcadia's Cauldron or Jorrvaskr. You can simply teleport straight to these locations. Well, I think you got the idea. Also, there is a cozy MCM menu where you can set up a lot of details. Vanilla perks in Skyrim are very boring and flat, especially when you have played the game a lot of times already. What the sense of two perk trees for heavy and light armor if in the end they differs only by armor appearance? How that happened? Weapon damage scales with skill level, but magic damage no. And so on Master Skill of Destruction you can cast spells for free with glorious 50 damage. More than 60% of vanilla perks in the game are simply increasing the numeric values and nothing more. Do you want to burn the ground under your enemy's feet? Do you want to leave them helplessly into the air, feeling yourself a real master of elements? Do you want to charge your arrows with magic and have Legolas-like shooting speed? Do you want your armor perks to open you a real roleplay based on heavy armored warrior or a swift and agile fighter? Or maybe you want to play as a noble paladin who has extremely powerful and glorious spells against undead? Do you want to rise an army of skeletons as necromancer or summon multiple Daedras as master conjurer? No matter if you're warrior, thief or mage, everything is possible with Ordinator, and I didn't even show 5% of its features. It increases amount of perks in more than 2 times and balances some existing vanilla perks. It is very well balanced and not making you overpowered because of many perks are given to NPCs too, and high tier perks and effects have long cooldown. It is extremely compatible and lightweight, so don't worry about crashes and performance. Ordinator, it is literally the most variative, roleplay-wise and user-friendly perk overhaul ever, that will make you never look back on vanilla perks. Now let's add some badass and useful spells. How about to bombard your enemies with elemental orbs? Or launch a barrage of not very high damage but extremely fast fire arrows? Or summon a frost shield to cause severe damage to health and stamina to enemies close to you? Or maybe cast several little volcanoes that will erupt lava on your enemies around? How about to summon a Daedra, Grimoire Assassin, a rideable Spirit Wolf, Lord of Bindings, powerful Nether Lich, or maybe a Zivili Lord? Build your own army and have fun. And a bit more, maybe Toxic Cloud of Deadly Disease? Or Mass Paralyze? How about some non-combat but very useful spells like teleporting milestones that can bring you from any to any place of Skyrim? Or just a little support spells to run or swim faster? Apocalypse, Magic of Skyrim, and your spell arsenal for each class will be expanded drastically. No matter what class you're playing, you always use enchanting. Even if you're mage and not using armor, you're still enchanting your jewelry and clothing. So why not to add more than 100 new, original, functional and just badass enchantments to the game and tweak some vanilla enchantments too? Are you a spell sword? Enchant your one-handed weapon with magic resistance decreasing effect. Playing with enemy mods and want to stop them from using enchanted weapons while recharging your own? No problem. Maybe you want to have some fun lifting enemies to the air, huh? Or maybe you think magic is for milk drinkers and want to completely improve your physical damage. Maybe you need to fight a big boss with tons of health and you need percentage-based damage enchantment. Maybe you are a risky player and want to enchantment have lower base damage but possible chance to make 5 times bigger damage. Or maybe you need some speed boost in combat. Well, let's go to some armor effects. Fighting with a lot of mages or archers and want to pull them to you? No problems. Want to have passive healing by absorbing health of enemies around you? Playing as an unbreakable warrior to take much less damage when your health is low? Hell yeah. Or maybe passively heal your allies a bit? Maybe you're a mage and want to protect yourself from attacks while casting? Or simply decrease magic resistance of your enemies passively? Or to have a little chance of restoring all your 3 attributes at the same time even in combat? You can have all that and dozens of new enchantments now. Summer Mist, Enchantments of Skyrim is your new friend. Sounds is that invisible, ambient part of the game you never directly think about when playing, but it is one of the most important parts for good dive into the game world. Audio Overhaul for Skyrim 2 is an extensive sound overhaul that is making Skyrim sounds more immersive, clear, responsive, impactful and ultimately fun, while also aiming for maximum compatibility and performance in the game. Ambience, weapon, magic, movement, reverb system, combat and even footsteps, including different footstep sounds for different creatures. This mod changes almost every sound part of Skyrim to be much more realistic. It also doesn't touch the music, so it is compatible with all mods that change Skyrim music. Weapons and combat sounds, sounds of spells, explosions and everything else now finally sounds like real. Just listen to the brief demonstrations of random sounds in the game. Are you tired of hearing "I'm sworn to carry your burdens" each time you speak with your housecarl? Are you bored that city guards have maximum as 4 or 5 repeatable phrases? Do you want the dialogues, greetings, compliments and even insults to be much more variative and logical? Relationship Dialogue Overhaul, or simply RDO, adds more than 5,000 lines of completely voiced dialogues for NPCs, based on the relationship the NPC has with player that works with the existing dialogue from the game. All the lines are voiced using the original voices from the game and consist of existing lines that have been added in new and suitable situations, as well as completely new dialogue lines created by editing multiple lines together to form brand new ones. What does it mean? Friends talk to you more like friends. Followers have more much to say when speaking to them. If your wife or husband is a follower, he or she will talk to you like a spouse instead of generic follower dialogues. NPCs who dislike you will have more insults to say and may even completely stop talking to you if you continue to pester them. And that is just the top of an iceberg. This brilliant mod drastically improves each verbal aspect of the game, making talking with NPCs enjoyable and 10 times more alive and fun. Just for a little demonstration, here are 2 examples of dialogues lines variety of regular city guard. Now, it is a fresh character just started the game.
It takes a fair bit of strength to carry a great sword like that. But can you use it? What is it, Khajiit? What is it? I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat. What is it? Are you disrespectful? What do you need? No, let me guess. Stay out of staying.
And now, the character is high leveled, he is a guild master of several guilds, defeated Alduin, and done a lot of storylines in overall.
No matter what else happens, the gods will always be grateful for everything you've done. Dragonborn, it's an honor. So, you can cast a few spells. Am I supposed to be impressed? Dragonborn, it is my honor to stand before you. Hail, companion. I heard you were at the wedding of the Emperor's cousin, in Solitude. Now, I know who you are, and I know your business. Just please, these are good folk we got here, mostly. Don't think you can barter with me like I'm one of those stamped shops. Releasing a captured dragon. I don't think I'll ever understand that one. You have vanquished a great evil from Skyrim. You have saved this land and our very souls.
Well, I think that was pretty much enough to realize how the mod works. And that is just a regular city guard. If you want to transform talking from boring to absolutely interesting and fun process, use that mod for sure. Have you ever noticed that bards in Skyrim taverns are often playing while there is literally zero people around them? Or that talks about Talmor spies and agents, well, at least one of them? How often you entered the throne room and saw a lone Jarl and his housecarl? Skyrim could be much more alive, and the amazing mod called Inconsequential NPCs makes that. It aims to add more NPCs to Skyrim to fill, let's say, gaps in the various social environments of the game. Some of these NPCs additions are Scumadics, well, they can do anything for a few septims, you know. Flower girls, and they are selling not only flowers. Carriages now finally have guards. College students are practicing and studying. Foreign envoys arriving to Jarls and talking to each other, sometimes with very funny dialogue lines. Kinsfolk, children's, mothers, wives, and so on. Local patrons in taverns and markets to make these places much more alive. Workers and laborers doing regular repair and building jobs. Little urchins that will steal your money if you will be not very attentive. And even guys like town criers to tell about the news. While doing a great job in making Skyrim places much more alive, mod does not affect performance at all, so grab it for sure. Complete Crafting Overhaul is also one of that mods you will never feel like a mod, but rather as a regular part of the game as it always should be. It provides the most complete, consistent and fully customizable crafting experience in Skyrim. The main goal of this mod is to correct not very logical and irrational things in Skyrim's smithing system and to enhance the functionality and balance of crafting in Skyrim. This mod is also intended to help bridge the gaps between other mods and provide a framework for greater inter-mod functionality and cross-compatibility. So yes, don't worry, it will not make your crafting experience harder, it will just make it more interesting and more rewarding, and even more, in many cases, it will make your crafting life much more easy. If there is a bear claw in the armor, you need that bear claw to craft it. If there is a hawk feather on that helmet, you need that hawk feather, and so on. This logical system also makes many alchemy ingredients to be more useful even if you are not an alchemist. Smelter is now like 10 times more effective. For example, you can make gold ingots from septims, you can finally use all types of Dwemer metal to make ingots from it, you can smelt armors and weapons that you don't need anymore into corresponding ingots, and so on. You can craft gold jewels from septims, because now you can actually smelt septims back into gold. You can craft many more items, and what if more great, Complete Crafting Overhaul also has some popular items mods already included in it. So yes, you don't need to install them, and so you will save some ESP slots. These mods are Winter is Coming, Cloaks of Skyrim, Bandoliers, Bags and Pouches, Jesus Swords, and Gelcraft. No matter are you planning to level up smithing skill directly or not, Complete Crafting Overhaul will be useful to you in many game situations. XP32 Maximum Skeleton Extended, or just XPMSE. What is that skeleton mod? Long story short, it is like more flexible and detailed character skeleton. It provides more and better animations, so your character moves are more smooth, realistic, and you gain access to a lot of new character animations in overall. In practice, the main feature of XPMSE is, of course, animations and weapon positioning. It is maybe a little detail, but it is very important for your character to look as much badass as possible, right? Do you want your swords to be positioned like in that Skyrim live action movie on your character's back? No problem. Do you want badass equip and unequip animations? No problem. Do you want to have one sword positioned as in vanilla and the second one on your back? No problem. Same with all other weapons. You can place, for example, daggers on your back hip or on your ankle to look like a true assassin. You can place your axes on back too, or place them as usual or as usual but just inverted. XPMSE opens you a great world of beautiful and badass weapon positions and animations for any taste, and you can change the positions anytime easily in MCM menu. Well, that's all for now folks, and I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to enable channel notifications to not miss the new episodes, and of course, feel free to join channel community in Discord to always be in touch with me, other folks, and have modern advices. And if you ever thought about supporting me directly to help me stand against massive demonetization wave on YouTube, check out my Patreon page. Thank you for watching guys, and stay tuned. Scimitar Gaming here, signing out.